Hi folks, welcome to Pitch Points. So today I want to talk about something that's been in my mind for a long time, and I have been to the UK and to Manchester and talked to a lot of Man City fans, and I'm trying to understand as a fan some of the mentality around some of the Manchester City fans in England and some of them around the world as well. And maybe it's because I'm generally an optimistic guy. I tend to look at the glass as half full. I tend to appreciate special moments in time that I fail to understand why some City fans seem to be overly negative towards their club. And what I mean by negative is not negative in the sense that they don't love their club, negative in the sense that they don't seem to believe in the vision that the owners, in this case Sheikh Mansour, are trying to cast and move the club from where they were basically before 2008, before their club was bought by Sheikh Mansour, where they were basically a mid-tier, good, well-supported club with great fans, into a super club of the future that's global in nature. Now, I recognize that other clubs like Liverpool and Manchester United have a larger fan base because they've been around for much longer. They've had much more success in terms of trophies and European history and all that stuff in the past. But I fail to believe that the owner of the club would welcome the mentality that some fans have around just not looking at things from a positive perspective, but more from a typical City. If anything bad's going to happen, it's going to happen to us. That's dead, in my opinion. Every club has its, especially a growing club, has its times when they'll lose games or they won't win trophies. It happens. Real Madrid, for example, haven't won the La Liga in a couple of years. But a Real Madrid fan or a Barcelona fan's mentality is that they expect to win because they believe they have the players, the system, the organization, right, to win. And they're backed by their trophies. Well, if you look at Man City so far, yes, we don't have the European trophies, but at least we have the pedigree of the Premier League over the past 5 or 10 years. Apart from Chelsea, probably being the best, most successful team in the past 5 to 6 years in the Premier League in terms of trophies that we've won. And that is the vision, in my opinion, of the owner. So why is it that some City fans seem to be always looking behind, afraid of their own shadow, afraid to fail, afraid to believe? Why is it that? I find it very difficult to understand it. Again, maybe it's because I'm a positive kind of guy. And I like the positivity. I like the fact that what Sheikh Mansour is trying to do, which is build this institution, build this club to be a super club, challenge the status quo, challenge the big boys, the Bayern Munichs and the Man United who are there, and the Liverpools who've had that reign of success, and challenge the status quo to create something much like they've done with Dubai and Abu Dhabi and the UAE, where they're basically taking the desert and created this massive, beautiful place that people go to visit. Now, for those who think that, there are human rights issues, there are human rights issues everywhere in the world. In America, there are human rights issues. In the UK, trust me, there are human rights issues around racism, prejudice, and sexism. It happens all over the whole world. So let's not be hypocritical. The issue at hand now is, why is it that they tend to always be afraid of their own shadow instead of coming out, right? My thought is that they are trying to inoculate themselves from ridicule if they don't, for example, win the quadruple, for example. Right? I know it's ludicrous to talk about it. I know it's almost impossible. But as long as it's still on the table, why not believe it? Why not push the team forward? Why not drive the team with that enthusiasm, that drive to achieve the impossible? If they had told us last year that we'd get 100 points in the Premier League, nobody would have believed that. But until it became possible, people didn't believe it. Why not try to push this team? Do we think that we're going to have Pep Guardiola forever? No. We must always recognize moments in time where special things are happening. I believe that we're in a moment in time where there's special things happening to Manchester City Football Club. And it's going to take a positive mental attitude, along with the hard work of the club, along with the hard work of the players, along with the special coach that we have, to achieve that objective. We've already won the Carabao Cup. We have already in the final of the FA Cup. We have one game in hand where we're 2 points behind Liverpool. I believe we can win our game in hand. I really believe we can do it. We have a good draw in the Champions League. I believe we can overcome the quarterfinals. And we get to the semi-final, I really believe, in my opinion, that any English club can get over Juventus. And then if it got all things being equal, we could be in the final, facing either Barcelona, Man United, or Liverpool. And in a one-off game, anything can happen. Why not believe and try? Why do we always have to fall on our shadow and say it's impossible? We can't get it done. In my opinion, we have to believe. The glass is always half full. We have to believe. We have to be the generation that believes that all things are possible and drive and push our team to achieve the impossible. I love the club. I love what Pep is doing. I love what Sheikh Mansour is doing. I respect him for it. Challenging the status quo. And I believe that if all City fans bound together and remove that mentality of failure, that mentality of, oh, we can't do it, it's typical City, the sky is going to be our limit. So come on, Blues. I know we can do it. I know this is not a popular thought, but I really believe that we can do the impossible. Even if it doesn't happen this year, what do you have to lose? Even if you win everything, they're still not going to like you. They're still going to hate you. And if you lose everything, they're still going to hate you. So why not just try and believe that you can do it? Because the only people that are going to love you are people who also bleed blue, like you and I. Come on, City, we can do it. Ciao.